a matter of Black lives. We are going to do some workshops. I'm going to put this camera up here so you guys can see the teaching, and you can play along if you want. And yeah, that's what we're doing.
We'll look at some written music later on.
Do you have is there anybody, Frank, would you be willing to help me with something? Would you be willing to this is, so we're live. This is Frank. What do you go by for your last name? It's Busta on
Yeah, Bust is cool. Yeah,
Frank Busta. You got to check this guy out on Instagram, by the way. By any chance, would you be willing to set it up so that it gets me on this thing? Because we're live on YouTube, but I don't necessarily want to put everybody else on, all the kids on YouTube.
Gotcha.
But if it's
set
just,
it up so you're in
yeah,
the shot.
and this thing is janky, so I'm going to try to get that for you.
Right.
And then
I got you. Under control here.
let's see if I can get that to, or you might be able to try to make that kind of sticks. It might fall out, and you kind of have to.
Let me see if I can.
You think I trust you more with it than me, actually. And then if you maybe over here or something like that, I might sit down. And then all right. So if you've got a violin, I would love to invite you to come up here, grab a chair, just get a little semicircle going around. We're just going to be playing. You're going to be playing the whole time. And if at any time you're not loving it or whatever, you can go tap Nicole, and Nicole will work with you. So yeah, let's just get a little happy family here. It's gonna be fun. You'll see. All right. Maybe we want a tune. Everybody want an A? There's an A for you if you know how to tune. If you need help with tuning, tuning. Who wants to help? Okay, here, I can tune it with you. What's your name? Trinity. Nice to meet you. Sorry.
Oh, there's some other stuff you got to put.
Would you speak with your own name? Yeah.
Space.
Trinity. Okay, we got you. All right. All right. So let's see where everybody's at. We've got this loop right here. I've got a few different loops. Yeah. Just play after me. I'm starting on the note D. Play that. On D. Very nice. You play. start that C note. That's a B. This is an A. Perfect. G. That's a little trick there. Starting on G. Now watch this, just on G. So we're just on the down, up, down, up, down, up. So violins, you notice I'm at the tip of my bow. You go to the string here. Up, down, up, down, up, down. The tip of the bow will be easier for violin. Cello can be at the tip. Right, nice. So let me see if can you give me like right, left, right. This is a two-step, right? Left, right. So right, left, right, left, right. Yeah, right. So then now let's get this. So let's make sure we set it right. So it's going to be down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So cello, they call it, sometimes they call it pull, push, right? Violins, it's going to be easier if you do this at the tip, and we'll be super relaxed. Cellos, you can be in the middle if you want. So like this. And if you want to add the feet and the sway, you can. Or just the sway is fine too. We keep it real light, and we just want to really be locked into the groove. So we got 6 beats in here, right? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So can we accent the 1? Can we accent the 2? The 3. Down, up. Down, up. Let's do the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. There you go. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. There we go. Yeah. If you want to be tip, you go. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. So, and I want you to watch my bow now while I play, just for a second. Right, so do you see how I'm incorporating this into everything? So for me, I think about this as like a way that we can feel the rhythm in our bodies and express the rhythm and mark and be responsible for the rhythm in our bodies. Because a lot of times, if you play in an orchestra, they'll say, well, count, and subdivide in your mind. But if you're dancing with your body and you're subdividing with your body, or if you're using your arm to subdivide with your body, you can't get it wrong. You literally can't get it wrong, but it does require you to actually internalize and embody the rhythm in a deeper, more true way than when we're just counting it in our mind. So that's something we'll work on a little bit over the day. So does everybody, I'm gonna show you how I like to practice scales, which is different than a lot of times we learn it in classical music. So what I like to do is this scale, the G major scale, right, the G major scale, I wanna show you a pattern. And by the way, if you go to high school, at some point you'll have a test on this called the SAT. Have you ever heard of it? It's a test, the Scholastic Aptitude Test. And they have a math part and they have an English part. And on the math part, they literally had this question on the test. And it said, complete the sequence. So see if you can complete the sequence. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. Yes, exactly. So that, see, you know, if you want to go to college, you can. If you want to study math, you can, because clearly you can answer that question. And I would think I was 17 when I had to answer that question. So you're way ahead of the game. So same thing with the scale. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. It's not a finger, it's the scale degree. We give each, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's see if we can do a sequence. So, and then you'll play it back to me, starting from G. A, B, C. Excellent. And by the way, the more, if I do, I'm going to do this pattern a little bit more. If it ever gets easy for you, then here's different ways that you can make it more challenging for yourself. And I used to do this in orchestra class in high school, right? If I was in high school, because sometimes I'd be bored. So what I would do is I would practice with one finger, and then I started practicing with one finger, but it was always my fourth finger, right? Or I would play in third position or fifth position, or I would play up the octave. These are all ways you can always challenge yourself. So there should never be a time that something's too easy for you and that you're bored, because you can always challenge yourself, right? Some of you are like, yeah, I know, because I get bored sometimes because they just have me playing these whole notes. Where you're playing whole notes, you could be working on vibrato, you could be working on, right? It's up to us sometimes. Teachers don't always challenge us, and sometimes it's because of the situation, because they're trying to get everybody involved, right? So one of the ways that I would challenge myself would be to do this in second position. Or on one string. Or improvising my bow. Okay, so we'll keep it going. Starting on C, play after me. Perfect. G. Now let's come down from the F sharp. We're going to go like this. But we're going to do it together. So I'm not going to give you each one. So we'll play it together, then we'll rest, then we'll do the next one together. From F sharp. 2 and 3. Now wait. Together. And then together. What's next? C. What's after C? B. Frank, you should be doing this in thirds or sixths or sevenths. Nice. So I call that a sequence. A sequence. And that sequence that we just did, like I said, it's like a mathematical sequence. This is a great way to practice your scales and get more out of it. Because usually when we practice classical scales, we're learning fingerings, we're learning to play in tune, blah, 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 but we're just reading it off the page. So like, is it really pushing this? You know what I mean? Is it really interesting? I mean, it's valuable for some things, like I said, like fingerings and like, you know, other things, it's valuable. But this way of practicing skills, you actually learn it deeper. Because eventually, and what I mean by learning deeper is like just what I was just saying to Frank, which I was half kidding. But if you see, like, I might play all these things, thirds, fourths, sixths, sevenths, seconds, right? Octaves, and then also triple stop versions, right? So this is all the G major scale. That's all just G major. That's just G major, the G major scale, right? So how do you get to that? We can do, one of the ways is do sequences. Now we just did stepwise sequences, but now I want to do leapwise sequences. Okay, leapwise sequences when you're not just moving a step. Welcome, welcome. So this is going to be based on thirds. So you can play after me on G. G. A. B. C. Now do it with me, starting on E, same thing, on E, and then we'll wait, and what's next? F sharp. So these are leapwise sequence. One more going up. Down from E, down from E. Nice. Sevenths. You always put the interval down beneath. Sixths. Fourths. Yeah, so that's it. So you got, and then there's lots of other leap patterns, leap-based patterns, and stepwise based patterns. But now that we've done that, now we can say like, okay, we're somewhat comfortable in the key of G major, in the key of the G major scale, 7 notes, right? So now what I want you to do is be more random. Play random notes out of the G major scale. So sequence, which is patterns, which is repetition, and then randomness, which is surprise and lack of repetition, right? So if I play something like, hard to find a pattern in there. It's the opposite of repetition. It's just surprise. It's just trying to play something. Like you hear these guys play the piano later, you'll hear that's what they're doing. They're just always trying to find ways to surprise. So we're going to do that. I'm going to show you how to do that. Here's how we're going to start. I want you to pick in your mind one note that's in the key of G major. One note that's in the key of G major, right? So it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G when F is sharp. You pick one. You got it in your mind? You can see it on your violin. Maybe it's a D. Maybe it's an E. Maybe it's an F sharp. Maybe it's an A. Maybe it's a B. I want you to pick that note, and then we're just going to hold it together. We're just going to hold that one note together and let our bows move. Just let our bows move. Ready? You got your note? Here we go. And hold it. Just hold the note and let your bow move. Don't be worried about changing your bow. Just change the bow. That's right. That's right. Don't be afraid to let your bow move. We're all friends here. That's right. Just let the bow change. Right, and just breathe. Just breathe. Be comfortable. And now on my cue, we're going to change to a different note. Ready? Change it here. And again, do the same thing. Just hold your note. Your note is perfect. All right, you're perfect. Breathe. Let your bow change. Yes. You are welcome here. Notice your breath. Now let's change to another note in G major right here. And I just want you to now breathe as you hold that note and let your bow change. Breathe. Notice your breath. And then realize that you have the power to move your attention. You can move your attention to your shoulders. Notice your shoulders. Just notice it. Notice your neck. And move your attention back to your breath. Yes, you don't need to change anything, but if something adjusts, you can let it adjust. Your body is in motion, like the earth. Let it move. Let it move inside, let it move outside. I like the way you move. You've got a real natural way of moving with your body. Let's change the note again. Ready? Moving your attention to to your arms, to your torso, to your legs. Just noticing and noticing your breath. Let's change again right here. Let's change again. And again. And again. Breathing. And we'll just change every 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Now let's change every 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Think ahead. Breathe. So that is playing random notes from G major. That's playing random notes from the G major scale. You just did it, right? Now this form, being inside of this form, somebody like Frank, and tell me your name again.
I'm Gnome.
Gnome. Frank and Gnome over here, extremely advanced, experienced players, let's say, right? So they might say, well, that seems easy. It seems easy to play, to just hold, these notes, these long notes from G major. But I just want to submit to you that when we do something easy, we can focus on the quality of how we do it. Because the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And so like I go to yoga class. When I go to yoga class, they have us do things that on their face, they look easy. Like this is called standing mountain pose. And they'll say, just stand there and breathe, right? And the first time I did yoga class, I was like, this is so easy. What am I getting out of this? But the more I did it, the more I realized the value of it. There's other motions, like you have to do this motion, or you might have to do like this motion. It's just like, it's simple forms. But when you engage in those forms, there's something powerful that happens. Because if you can learn how to breathe in the form and how to feel comfortable in your skin in that form, then you can focus on all these different aspects at once. And you can develop excellence. And then you can do it on more complex forms. Then you can do it over a tune or a fast tempo or like a hard key or whatever it might be. So that's why I like to give you this. Okay, so I call these forms. These are forms. You can do this at home. You can improvise, and you don't need backing tracks, and you don't need a teacher to do it, right? So I'm just going to give you more forms. Let's do it without the track for a second, and we're going to do. This is called free notes. Free notes. We were in the key of G major, but this is going to be not in the key of G major. This is literally going to be any note. I'm going to ask Gnome and Frank if they don't mind volunteering for us, okay? So you can choose any notes from 12, right? Any notes. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to cue you, and I both want you to play together and balance your sound and just hold a free note. And then I'll cut you off and we'll do it again. Ready? And like I said, any note is fine. So all we're trying to do is we're trying to play together, balance our tone, and then release together. So here we go, free note. Yeah. What are the chances? 1 of the 12, great, okay. New free note. Nice, new free note. New free note. So here's the question, is that music? I'm gonna answer it for you. Absolutely it's music. You know why it's music? It's because there's unity, there's integrity, there's quality, there's presence, there's humanity, right? So they're both playing together, they're playing in tune, they have a good sound, it's balanced, attack, release together, right? Let's do it again, the same thing, but I'm not gonna cut you off. It's gonna be note, and the next note, and the next note. In fact, I'll conduct each of you separately. Ready? So here we go. That was pretty, right? Give me a hand. That was great. So let's all try it. Free note. All right, ready? So the thing is, we have to attack together and we have to balance our level. You don't get to be quieter than somebody else. You don't get to be louder than somebody else. Here we go. Free note. Ready? And let your bow change like you did before. That's right. Don't be afraid to let your bow change. Nice. Now this time I won't cut you off. It sounds beautiful. Don't you think it sounds beautiful? So now here's the thing. There's one thing that I noticed that some people are hiding. You don't get to hide here. You don't get to hide. Part of, I like to say part of, you know, a lot of times we think that it's polite to not be too overbearing, which is true. It's really important that we are aware of other people's needs, that we're sensitive to that, you know, to support the people in our community. But it's also important that we don't hide. You don't get to be small. Okay, here we go. Ready? Beautiful. Is that beautiful? Okay, now this is a split, okay? So now I'm splitting this into two groups. So I'm gonna conduct this group and then I'm gonna conduct that group, okay? Cool, so split, here we go, this group. Now this group. So there's a cue that if I point to you, then that means you do anything. All right, so I'm gonna put these guys on the spot. So point to them. They just do anything they want. So I've got these cards right here. So let's just see what happens here. All right? out, I'm gonna get some people doing some conducting on this. And if we have time, I would love to be able to organize people into breakout groups on some of this. But this is kind of a system for thinking about creativity. A system for thinking about creativity, especially creativity when we all want to be able to access the same language. Because if you want to learn, like, let's say, jazz tunes, or if you want to learn like R&B, or I don't know, there's like a level of knowledge and study that needs to happen to be able to access that language, right? But which I think feels hard for us sometimes, because we're like, I don't know what the chords are in that song, or I don't know what fits in that song, so I don't know how to make it up, right? But with these elements, we have a common language. We already have this common language, because these are all things that we all inherently understand. So it's actually very deep from a pedagogical standpoint for any teachers that care. This is something you can replicate. Because we want to give access to creativity in music, right? And it's actually available to us if we know how to structure things that we already know and understand. I'm just giving examples of that. So I'm gonna give you another example of it right now. And it's called the sentence game. And I learned this from my wife because she used to be a thespian, which is a funny word for actor. And thespians are notoriously crazy, kind of like musicians, but it's a different flavor of crazy, right? A different flavor. I don't know if crazy is the right word, but just idiosyncratic. Okay, it's okay, I can say crazy, because I'm a little crazy, so, so this is the sentence game. Can I get 2 volunteers? Great, okay, we got 1, and how about 2? Yeah, okay, so there's this, so the sentence game, so you say word, 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 you say word until one of you says period. That's it, that's the game, okay? You wanna start? Go ahead. What'd he say?
One day I went to the post office and died.
Okay, that's good, that's good. Okay, now, can I ask for you two, Trinity, and what's your name?
Swade.
Trinity and Swade, would you guys be willing to do it? Okay, Trinity, why don't you start?
Do you want me to? Okay, today
I
went
away
into
from
darkness,
in
the ocean,
park
and
died.
Period. Brilliant.
To die.
Brilliant. And what's your name? Phoebe, and your name? Harmony. Harmony and Phoebe. Okay, now I want you guys to do it, but with your instruments. So you're gonna play a note, 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 play a note until one of you says period. Do you want to start, Phoebe? Beautiful. Give them a hand. That was awesome. Okay, and can I get your guys' names? Say again? Darcy. Pauline. Okay, so would you be willing to do it, the same thing, but suggest a change in the rules?
Changing the rules was what?
Changing the rules. How can you change the rules? How would you change the rules? Or can anybody make a suggestion?
Play more than one note?
Play more than one note. Okay, so 2 notes each. Is that it? Okay, so 2 notes, 2 notes, 2 notes, 2 notes until somebody says period. Yes, bravo, give me a hand. That was awesome. That was great. What's your name?
Alexander.
Alexander? Nicole. Can you guys do it, but let's come up with another change in rules. Yeah, what's your idea?
Only slurs.
Only slurs, okay, only slurs. And you wanna do 3 notes, only slurs?
Just do like 2 notes, only slurs. You have to.
2 notes, only slurs. Are you guys cool with that? All right. Awesome. Bravo. Bravo. We got a couple more. What's your name? Dylan? And? Catherine. And? Elena. Can we do a the trio here? And how else would you change the rules? Yeah, between 1 and 3 notes. I like it. Okay, and let's also say pizzicato. And also 12 tone. It just means you can play any notes. It doesn't have to be an A. Yeah. Who's gonna start? Beautiful, beautiful, awesome, awesome. So again, what is this? This is ways to structure creative jamming, basically, right? So we just came up with some right there. And here's another variation where we're all playing that. In that particular one, we're never playing at the same time, but we can also do another structure where we're playing at the same time. So kind of like what I did earlier with Noam and Frank. So is this Guy, right? Guy. Sorry, apologies. Yeah. Nice to meet you. Welcome. So can I do an experiment with you?
Sure.
So this is a structure where we're playing at the same time. And I'm just gonna call it 1-to-1, so we're gonna play the same length of notes, right? And so we're just gonna play half notes together. So it'll be like note, note, and just any note. Is that cool? Anything.
Okay.
Literally. Ready, go. Right? So that's the structure. Now, how can we change that structure? What if I said, I'm going to ask Guy.
Yeah.
I got it right?
You got it right.
Guy. I'm asking Guy to play 4 notes for every 1 note that I play.
All right. Okay.
So like da 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 da. Okay, ready? 2, ready, go. Nice, right? Yeah. So that's a structure. Does that make sense? And we can keep coming up with other structures like this. And then the music comes out of that. Now, sometimes there are some people, and they tend to be older people. Shh, don't tell anybody I said that. But it tends to be some older people will kind of they'll be like, well, but no, it can't be that, or you can't do that, but what about this, and what about that? It's like, what are you talking about? Like you just heard what we did. It was fun. It was beautiful, right? It was music. And why? Because we played together. We connected with each other. We were listening for our balance. We were listening to play together. And so in my opinion, these are things that make music universally musical, right? So what I would love to do, if you're up for it, I'd like to take like maybe 5 to 10 minutes where you break out in groups of 2 or 3 or 4 people somewhere around this room or in the spaces out here, and you explore some of these structures. Now, here would be the parameters that I would suggest to make this the best for you. And so have you ever heard of chamber music? You know, like playing like in a string quartet or playing in like a, you know, well, I think also playing in like a rock band or like a blues band is also chamber music, in my opinion. So the point is, there's a process, and the process is, well, some people would describe it as being democratic, egalitarian, right? So that means, and what that means specifically is everybody gets an idea. Everybody gets to have their idea be tried and be respected. And everybody gets to discuss it in a constructive manner. So it's like if you two go and you're a duo, or the three of you are a trio, then I would say, well, we want to make sure that each person gets to lead one idea. And everybody else tries to help their idea work. That's the thing. So again, like I said earlier, we want to strive for that. Now the other thing is, I don't want you to get stuck. So you can do versions of the sentence game, which is call and response, but you can also do versions of what we just did, which is like we're playing together at the same time. And we're dictating in terms of rhythmic values, or we can dictate in terms of other things. Like you play quiet, and I'll take a solo, or angry, or whatever. Now the parameters I use for all these cards, and then we're gonna come back and do more with the cards, but the parameters I use for the cards are this: feelings, techniques, and musical elements. So what are musical elements? Slow, fast, high, low, dense, sparse, you know, whatever. What are feelings? Well, angry, sad, confused. What are techniques? Those could be like playing pizzicato, playing double stops. That's where most of these cards all come from. Does that make sense? And you can put them together. You can be like, I'm play quiet, double stops, whatever. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to take 10 minutes, pair off groups of 2 to 4 people, and find a space where you can explore some of these structures, and ideally record yourself. Or if you have a parent or a teacher here, then hopefully they can make a little video of you. And try a few different structures, and then come back here and we'll demonstrate what we did, and we'll do some more things. Is that cool? Do you have any questions? Okay, so let's get you paired up. Let's get you breaking up. Let's make it happen. 10 minutes. How you doing? I'm Chris.
Are you helping with phone?
Whatever she just needs me to get.
Right now, I don't know if you need help with this or not, but my goal is to
So what are we doing? Like, without the like it's like dinner.
if you feel inspired to do anything. Okay, yeah, there you go. That'll get them, yeah. Get them loosening up.
can't stay, then we'll do it afterwards. Just let me know.
Okay. Okay. Anybody?
What's going on over here?
Doesn't matter.
You guys keep working on
I just wanted to.
Okay, let's start and then we'll try to find it. Do you want to be called response or okay, we'll play whatever song. Okay?
So during this portion, we've got the kids breaking out, called breakout groups, right? So they're exploring ensemble expressions of creativity and jamming in a way that allows them to be creative without needing to have a lot of knowledge of different complex harmonic and rhythmic forms and all that stuff. So that's the point of what's happening right now. And we're gonna get back here in a sec for some more stuff. Okay, everybody, awesome. Let's come back and convene back up here if you're cool with that. Do we have anybody that would like to demonstrate one of their favorite things that they did by any chance for everybody else? Anybody interested in demonstrating? Okay, right here. How about you guys? You want to demonstrate? You didn't do anything good? Oh, I don't know about that. No. You don't remember it. Well, would you be willing to give it a try anyway? Okay. Yeah, actually, I want to try something. I'll try something with you. So we're gonna do the same thing that I did with Frank and Noam earlier, which it's just a free note, all right? Just the three of you go. So I'll conduct you when I want you to change your note. Okay, ready? So. Pretty cool, right? That was great, right? Okay, anybody, how about you guys? You guys got something you want to show us?
Came up with some pretty cool stuff.
Before you continue, whatever they created, can they perform so I can record it after lunch, or either when we do the concert later on in the night?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, I'm going.
Sounds good to me.
Bye.
No, it's beautiful. Yes, sounds good. And they might have made some recordings. You guys got something you want to show us?
You play some chords. No?
Do it. Come on.
Okay, I got one. So it's four of you, right?
Yes.
Okay, I got one. We're gonna do pizzicato, free pizzicato, right? Guitar style. Hold the violin, guitar style. You good with that? And we're just gonna do, we're just gonna do pizzicato with me. So ready? That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
All right, now let's do a variation of that. Now this one, you're just gonna keep doing following my cue, but then you can also add to it if you want. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you can add to it when you want. Awesome. Come on in. Let's go. All right, cool. Only because we only have so much time, and I want to respect the boss, Miss Nicole Yarling, and so I want to give you as many different cool things as possible. So, and I think what she was suggesting was that if we can try to remember, kind of sit on and remember some of the things that we've been doing this morning, we might bring them back a couple times later on during the day. At the end of the concert tonight, we might do some of this crazy free improvisation with the cards and all that stuff. Okay? So just remember, it all goes. Everything goes. But I want to go back to some of the things we were doing earlier, which is just just using our ears and playing back, if you're okay with that. Let me see if I can find one of these loops here. Just one sec. All right, yeah, I'm just gonna make one. So I want to do a little bit of play along with a blues-based focus. So I'm going to try to create a loop here for you that has a little bit of a feeling of a blues. Yeah, I like that. So.